How you doing, everyone? It's Kevin. I'm back with another video. Julie and I are working on the picnic table. We had finished. We didn't actually finish nothing, but we got one of the benches straightened out a little bit, and we're going to get started on this bench. We have a lot of work in this video to get done. So we're going to get to cleaning up the other bench. I'm going to show you what this bench looks like, and man, it turned out nice, just as nice as the tabletop. So we got them down. These ones are sanded down to a 60 grit paper. So we still have to drop it down to 80 and then 120 and then 220 and then 360. So I think we're going to go clear down to 360, sanding this table down. So let me show you what the table turned out like. Or let me show you the bench. We tried to round this bench off just the same as we rounded this up here. We're just trying to make everything look exactly the same. We still have some cleaning up to do on this edge. And what we've been doing with the edge, I'm going to share with you to get the edge to look like this up here. And I'm going to move the camera down there so you can see it a little bit better. So you can see up here how Julie has taken a wire brush and went over this really good. Not real aggressive, but just enough to get some of the black off of there. And then she took a sandpaper and went over it kind of lightly. We don't want to destroy this live edge look. So we're going to be working on the bench, doing the same thing with this. And we're going to share that with you as we do it. So a real soft bristled wire brush would work good for this. We found this plastic bristled brush. I don't know if it's nylon. It might be nylon or something. We found this one in my drawer in there, and I was trying it, and it's actually working really well. So you kind of get some lines in there a little bit, but it's kind of the grain of the wood. So I'm going with the grain of the wood, and it's going at an angle like this. So I'm just very lightly going over it on slow. Just taking that bark off of there. Let me see your other wire brush you was using the other day.
This one?
Yeah, this is the one we were actually using the other day, and you can see she worn all the bristles out.
It's down to nothing.
And this one worked really well, but I don't even know where to find it. Yeah. So this is going to have to work, and we're going to just very lightly go over the edge. And then you got a piece of sandpaper up there, Joel? After you have it sanded or kind of cleaned up with the wire brush, what we've been doing is just taking the palm and then going over the edge of it lightly. We don't want to take every bit of that black off of there. I mean, we'll take what we can, but we want to keep the shape of that wood. If there's bumps, we don't want to take the bumps out. We want everything to stay as it is, but we want to get the bark, the black.
Just cleaned up.
Yeah, just cleaned up. So that's how we've been doing the edge. So we got this bench to do yet, and the other bench to do the same way. So Julie's going to be working on this. While I'm working on that table over there, I'm going to be rounding the edges on it. So
the bench? Yeah,
on the bench side. So I'm going to get over there and get on that. And if you want to work on this, and we'll see what we can get done tonight. That is beautiful. Now what we're using here is just a router with a round over bit. And we're going to do the inside of this table. That way you don't hurt your leg on there or get cut. We don't want any sharp edges. Okay, that's about all we're going to do to that edge right there. Boy, it looks good. It won't take much to straighten that all up.
I'll go ahead and do this edge while you're working on that.
Sounds good to me.
It'll take a little bit to get it cleaned up. Ow! Ow! Hit my knee.
Okay?
Yeah. Battery is wearing down. It's not doing much of anything. I set that other, oh, is it? Okay. How do I do this side without messing all this up?
Just do your best, baby.
I don't want to, you know.
Well, then don't do it.
Yeah, I don't want to flatten that detail.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll fill up a little bit like this. Just do a little bit of it. Yeah, I don't want to take all that off of there.
Yeah, look at my glasses.
And look at your camera, and look at this chair and everything.
This is how I destroy cameras.
Ready?
Yes.
Oh,
Here, I'll hold that. Go right there. Just turn the lever on. This is how we clean ourselves.
Oh, I was wondering who you were talking to.
Okay, this is what we got done today. Sanding, 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 and it, sand some more when you're done sanding, and then sand some more. So we're basically trying to get this thing down to a pretty good smooth surface. Now, I'm actually working over here on a 220 sandpaper. Julie was over here with a 100. We started off with 40 grit. We went to 60, then we went to 80, then we went to 100. Now we're on the 220 just on this board right here. So we still got a long ways to go. We want to at least ways get it down to a 320, I think it is. I have. Let me look in this thing here, see what I got. 320. That's what I have. That'll be my last, I think my last sanding. 320. Like I said, we didn't want this thing perfect. We don't need it perfect, but we want it as nice as we can possibly get it. So, and it is looking good. Or we cut this on the sawmill just a few weeks ago. Now, we thought about doing an epoxy top, doing some epoxy on it, but then we got to thinking, this wood is not dry. I know the bark all came off of it and it looks dry, but it's not dry. It would take years and years for a log that size to dry. So we're looking at 2 years before this table is actually dry. Another 2 years. So, I mean, it's semi-dry. We have the heater on in here, and we keep a fan on. So, I mean, all the wood is drying, but it's not dry. So I'm not so sure I can actually use an epoxy over top of this. What would happen if we put epoxy on it and then, you know, the wood started shrinking? I don't know if that would be so good. So we might use just a linseed oil on it. That's what we're going to use on the window frames inside the barn dominium. We're going to use linseed oil. So, you know, we're thinking maybe linseed oil. But now we were thinking about these holes. We got some pretty good size holes. Wrought. I don't know. I guess we call it wrought. We thought about maybe using some 5-minute epoxy in these holes. And maybe that would kind of smooth it up so food and drinks, if you spill something, it don't get down in there. We thought about maybe some of that. And then re-sanding, you know. But I think we might stop. And right now, honestly, we're down there pretty far. We may end up maybe do the 220 because I can still go over with 220, but now I'm worried about the epoxy. If I put the epoxy in there, I'm going to have to use some rough sandpaper, but it's only spots, so it might be okay. I'll give you guys a little closer look at what we've done tonight. So that's what it looks like. I mean, it's pretty nice. It's actually looking good. It is pretty smooth. I do like the round over edges. And that log right there, man, that is so pretty. Look at that thing. It's hard to believe that that was on the mill. That came off of our mill. The round edges, that's just so cool. I love the grain, man. I love how the grain just wraps over there. Almost like them guys trying to make them waterfalls. Well, mine's natural. So, I don't know. What do you guys think about these big gaping holes that I have in here? Some 5-minute epoxy. Will it stay? I don't know. See, I got some smaller holes in here. Some little blemishes here around these knots. And this is a gaping hole here. This thing is humongo. That's a big hole there. I think that hole actually goes all the way through. And then we got some holes here on the bench. We got one here, some little ones. I'm not sure what I should do with them. Epoxy, what do you guys think? There and there. We got some cracks. And we know it's going to probably crack more. We have this big old crack right here. Then we got a crack right here. It's starting to crack a little bit because it's drying. We got a big old gaping thing here going in there. I think we just clean them up on the sides. I don't think you really need anything in it. So, man, it's a lot of work, but I think in the end, it's going to pay off. So, I would like to tell everyone, thanks for watching my video. Don't forget to subscribe. Leave me thumbs up, thumbs down, or a comment if you'd like. Until next time.